I've suffered with postnatal depression on and off for about 4.5 years since the birth of my second child. And I've never really done anything about it to pull myself up when I'm feeling really low. I know that for me, exercise has always been a great motivator and helps me feel better about myself. And that's one of the main reasons that I knew Claire in the first place anyway, because I was a member of the academy and I had done one of the 38 degrees retreats, which were fantastic. But I got to the point a couple of months ago where I just really hit rock bottom and no longer knew how to bring myself out of it. I was feeling really depressed. I was feeling incredibly low. I was claustrophobic. I was bored. And if I ever said to any of my friends I'm bored, they didn't understand. They say, but you've got 3 children, you must be so busy. But they didn't seem to understand that being busy doesn't mean that I also am not bored. I knew I didn't want to go back to work. I didn't think that back to the job I had before. I didn't think for me that was the solution. But I didn't know what the solution was. I was very emotional. I kept crying. I was shouting at my kids. I had no patience. I was just in an incredibly bad place. I have a very supportive husband, but again, I found it really hard over the years to ask anyone for help, friends, family. Nobody really knows what's been going on in my head because I present that I'm fine. But I'm not fine, and it just got to the point where I knew I needed to sort my head out, so I went to Claire. For me, it was like turning to a friend to ask for help because I knew her, like I said, but not brilliantly. So she didn't know my past, she didn't know my baggage, she didn't have any preconceived ideas of me, of what I should be or what I was once. And so it was just like asking a friend for help, but a very impartial friend. I needed to do something because my kids were getting older. They're still really little, and I just didn't want to miss out on everything in life and look back in a few years and regret that I'd wasted all this time just being angry and upset. I didn't want to go to the doctor for help because I didn't want to go onto antidepressants because that's just not me. That's not who I am, and I didn't want to mask the problem. I knew the problem needed actually dealing with, and the problem was in my head. So my head needed dealing with. So I turned to Claire for help. And we started these coaching calls, and I didn't really have any expectations at all, I'll be honest. I just needed to get out of my head. I needed to get out of my headspace. I needed a new perspective. I needed some motivation. And I just was hoping that she would be able to help me clear things up and just make me a bit happier. I was finding it hard to get up in the mornings. I wasn't motivated. I wasn't me. I totally had lost myself. There was nothing about me that still existed, and I was a wife and a mother, but I just wasn't me. So yeah, very low expectations, but that's just because of where I was, not because of Claire. I loved working with Claire. It was just like working with a friend, but like I said, a friend who was impartial, a friend who doesn't take any of your nonsense, a friend who gives you a good kick up the backside. I loved working with her. She just has so much energy, and she'd sit there smiling at you while she was waiting for you to catch up. She'd ask you a question, she'd wait for you to answer it, but whilst you were thinking, she'd just sit there like grinning at you because she'd already worked out the answer for you. You just had to get there yourself. Claire never puts the answers in your head. She might have worked that out for you, but she will never put it in your head. She will wait for you to come up with the answers. And we laughed a lot, we spoke a lot, we cried. It was just, for me, it was just so therapeutic, but also just so motivating. I was digging into parts of my brain that I'd totally forgotten about, remembering parts of my personality and things I used to do that I had just totally forgotten even existed. And I was feeling energized and motivated. She gave me tools to help me cope with my life, little things that meant I had time for myself. I didn't have to go sit in the garden and do yoga for half an hour or something. It was just she taught me these tricks that took 3 minutes in the morning and would totally revolutionize my day and just leave me feeling so much happier all day long. But thanks to Claire, we kind of picked into my brain, picked into what I was like in the past, picked into what I was like now, how much time, what can I do with myself, and we've kind of started me down a whole, I wouldn't say new career path, but a very a slightly different career path, and I'm just really motivated. I'm really excited. She's been so supportive, so encouraging, just kind of letting me work things out in my own time, but also not giving me too much time that I might stop and kind of go, oh no, I can't do this. She's made me crack on and run with ideas before I can let doubt settle in, and which is exactly what I needed, because otherwise I do just go off on one. So I'm now feeling like incredibly energized every day. I feel motivated. I'm really happy. I'm doing all these things for myself that don't take time, but really make me feel like I have time for myself. I really do feel like I found part of me again. The me that was totally and utterly lost has really come back. And the amount we've managed to do together in such a short space of time is incredible, and really has been life-changing how I needed it right now. I would 100% recommend working with Claire. It was being with a friend. It was laughter. It was non-judgmental. It was just absolutely fantastic. And it was like talking to just the most amazing person. She is so energetic. She's so encouraging. You can't walk away from a conversation with Claire without a great big smile on your face, and just all these amazing strategies and ideas. So, just thank you. Big love to Claire.